Stay tuned for the latest message excerpt from josephprince.com.
And then there's this teaching. Someone says, why must I tithe? If I take the money, by the way, notice that Jesus says unrighteous mammon just now. Is that the word? If not been faithful in the use of unrighteous mammon. Do you know that the default mode of money to God is unrighteous? It's filthy. I used to say things like many years ago, if a good man picks money, it becomes good money. A bad man picks money, it becomes bad money. But God says, no, money is unrighteous. Money is unclean. Because as a whole, the way money has been used around the world is unrighteous. People are being deprived, people are being bullied, people are being manipulated, and a lot of unrighteous money. So God says the way you make the money holy, Romans 11, if the first fruit is holy, the lamb is also holy. If the root is holy, so are the branches. Got it? If I take the first fruit, the rest become holy. And what is holy, the devil cannot touch. Are you listening, people? Now, Luke 11. Rather give alms of such things as you have, and behold, all things are clean unto you. Jesus said this. It's amazing that people say, they take my revelation of Jesus touching the leper, and the clean make the unclean clean, right? You know what they say? Why should I tithe? If I take the money, I am clean, the money is unclean, it's not clean. That's warp. It's like, let us sin more that grace may abound. I understand where the kind of reasoning come from. Now, with your kind of warp reasoning, I can also say, I go to Geylang, I'm clean, I touch a prostitute, she's unclean, now she's clean. I'm a drug addict, but I'm a Christian, amen? I'm clean, I take the drug, now I touch the drug, it's clean. Don't get warped. Don't get warped. All this happened because a lack of church life. There's no one speaking into these people's lives. Are you listening, people? Amen. Then Jesus said, give alms. There are some things you must do with money. Money is not part of you. You are clean, yes. You are righteous, yes. But money is unrighteous. So you take the first fruit, and now the rest becomes holy. What is holy thrives, grows, multiplies. The devil cannot touch. Amen. Then Jesus talked about tithing here. Woe unto you now. He gives you the right reason for tithing. All right. Woe unto you, Pharisees, for you tithe mint and rue and all manner of herbs and pass over judgment and the love of God. In other words, they tithe legalistically, all right, but they don't tithe with the love of God, with justice in mind. Amen. To make sure that the fatherless, the poor, and all. So it's just saying that do it the right motive. He's talking about the motive, not the tithe, because he went on to say, this ought you to have done and not to leave the other undone. What is the other? The tithe. So a lot of people read this and they say, he's telling us, it's not the tithe. It's your love, the love of God. No, friend. He said, do it with the right motive, but don't stop tithing. Don't leave the other undone. These are the words of Jesus, the same yesterday, today, and forever. Amen. Now, back to Hebrews 7. Show them Hebrews 7, verse 4. Now, consider how great this man Melchizedek was, to whom even the patriarch Abraham gave a tenth of the spoils. Yeah, it's true. The book of Hebrews, as I've taught, and many people have taken this teaching and run with it, that the book of Hebrews shows the first chapter, Jesus is greater than the angels. But they show him how he's greater. He rose from the dead. Amen. And then Jesus is greater than Moses. Moses is a servant, Jesus is a son. It shows clearly that he's a son, is greater. When it comes to Hebrews 7, Melchizedek priesthood is greater than Levitical priesthood. Yes. But show how is he greater? The tithe. Here's the answer. Now consider how great this man was, to whom even the patriarch Abraham gave a tenth of the spoils. Whoever you tithe to, you are declaring that person is great. Amen. So when Melchizedek brought the bread and wine, is to proclaim Jesus' death. When you respond with the tithe, is to respond he's alive. Drop down. Here mortal men receive tithes. Now mortal men, people who die, right, receive tithes. But there, Jesus receives them, of whom it is witness that he lives. Can you see it? Here, mortal men receive tithes, right? People who die receive tithes. Amen. People who are mortal. But there, he receives your tithes. Of whom it is witness that he lives. Is a witness. So the bread and wine is to proclaim his death. The tithe is to proclaim He's alive. And people will see your life and they will see He's alive. Just like old Jacob, he didn't believe his sons when they say, Joseph is alive, Joseph is alive. When he stepped out, he saw the wagons. Then he says, enough, my son is alive. People will see evidence of God's blessing on your life to the point that they will say, God is alive. Or Jesus is alive. Amen? So the Lord's Supper is to proclaim His death. The tithe is to proclaim He's alive in your life. And all the people said, Amen. Give Jesus the praise. Amen.
This excerpt is brought to you by josephprince.com. To get the full message, visit josephprince.com.